Okay, so the next part of the Pinewood Studios tour, you're going to see the grounds in a slightly different way, in the sense that a set has been built on them. So this is Deathly Hallows Part 1, and one day I turned up to work, and as I explained in the previous segment, that I used to park my car at the back of the side complex. And over the tree line I could see that there was sort of snow and a church spire that wasn't there the week before. And I thought, well, clearly they built a big set there. Anyway, it turned out to be for Harry Potter. So the sequence you're about to see is basically the grounds of Pinewood Studios, but it was the village Levenham Guild Hall in Suffolk was reproduced in the gardens of Pinewood. So if you go to that village in Suffolk, you will see the exact same buildings, but obviously they were reproduced in the grounds of Pinewood so they could cover them in snow, because there wasn't any snow. How often do we get snow in England? But bizarrely, pretty much after they finished filming, I wouldn't be surprised if they went back and did some more, because it did actually snow. So everywhere was covered in snow. Anyway, so yes, as I said, I noticed on the Monday morning I got to work, there's a church spire there. Right, so the time code, or actually the chapter you need to go to, chapter 19. Thankfully they put the chapter point at the cuts. So you go to chapter 19 and play the scene on. Basically this is Hermione and Harry. I can't quite remember the name of where they're supposed to be, but this is on the gardens of Pinewood Studios, and so I've got the film running here. Obviously it's silent because I don't want to get any copyright strikes with the sound, but they're going to be looking at a graveyard. And I remember walking around on one of my many wanders around the grounds. Obviously I couldn't go onto the set because it was a restricted area, but I could go up to the outskirts of the set and sort of look in, and I could see the gravestones and the snow. And this was during the day as well. Obviously this scene is shot at night time. So some of my colleagues who were on the night shifts at this time actually got to see Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson and Rupert Grint, although Rupert Grint doesn't appear in this scene, but and obviously they had the catering trucks and everything. So yes, this is a village very well recreated. It's amazing the detail that they can put into the designing of these sets and everything like that. So yeah, actually if we go to, so if we press pause and time search to 1 hour, so 1 hour 26:43. There we go, and then press pause again. So basically you can see on the right there is a tree. Just to the left of that is Harry standing in front of a gravestone. But if you look over more to the left of the frame, there is a Celtic cross with the circle around it. I'm fairly sure that behind that sort of rhododendron bush, which is real, is about where I was stood, where I could see the set. You know, it's a long time ago now, so it's a bit hazy in my head, but it's around that I could see the set that was in front of me, and it was like, wow, you know. So if you skip on to chapter 20, again they put a nice chapter point in for us. The lady is walking down a road, and I'm pretty sure that that bridge clearly goes further into the grounds of Pinewood. the gardens, should I say, which are out the back of the mansion, as you saw on the little overview of the map. And yeah, that big massive fir tree is in the grounds, you know. So sort of the direction we're looking at now is towards the paddock tank. So that was just a little story about that. It's nice to see how, because now we're going to see the gardens as gardens in the next movie that we look at. But this is how they can transform these things to look like somewhere completely different. Okay, so let's go on to the next film, which is From Russia with Love.